Good evening students, welcome back to online maths class. So in today's class we are going to discuss about sign of trigonometric functions. So here I have taken a unit circle and this will be the x-axis and this will be the y-axis. So I'll be taking a point P on the unit circle and later I'll consider the point Q on the unit circle. So let me take the point P on the unit circle. Well, this will be the point P on the unit circle. So this is the point P now. Then let us name this. So this is going to be the point P. So what are the coordinates of the point P here? Either a comma b, small a comma small b, or cos x comma sin x. So P of a comma b, P of a comma b. So now I'll consider one more point on the unit circle, that is going to be point Q. So let me take the point Q. Well, so this is going to be the point Q. This is going to be the point Q, and this point Q is there in the fourth quadrant. You have studied about quadrants in your high school. So this is first quadrant, this is second quadrant, third quadrant, and this will be the fourth quadrant. So in the first quadrant both x and y are positive. In the second quadrant x is negative, y will be positive. Then in the third quadrant both x and y are negative, minus comma minus. So here x is positive, y is negative. So x is positive, y is negative. Now you are in the fourth quadrant. That means x coordinate must be positive. So I take plus a. Then y coordinate, it has to be negative. That means it is minus b. It is minus b. So now from the point P we will have to draw perpendicular to the x-axis, as well as from the point Q we will have to draw the perpendicular to the x-axis. So let us draw the perpendicular here. Well, so this is going to be the point now. So now this will be the point M. This is going to be the point M, and here OP makes an angle x radian with the positive x-axis, with the positive x-axis, and this is going to be the angle minus x. This is going to be the angle minus x, because you are measuring in the clockwise direction, it has to be minus x. So here MOP, the angle is going to be x radian. If this is x radian, then this arc length will also be x. This arc length will also be x. Now, so here we have the minus x radian. So this arc length will also be x. This is going to be x. So this is the basic thing. Now we will have to, from the triangle OMP, it is right angled at M. It is right angled at M. So we will have to get the value of cos x and sin x. So let us get the values of cos x and sin x from the triangle OMP. So see here, I'll rub this off. So now in triangle OMP, what is the value of cos x? So cos x, which is equals to so adjacent by hypotenuse. So adjacent. So see here. So what are the coordinates of the point P? It is a comma b. That means this horizontal line, that is OM, is going to be the x coordinate of the point P. So this is nothing but a. OM, it is a, and PM or MP, it is b. So if this is b, then how about MQ? It has to be minus b. MQ, it has to be minus b. And OP and OQ are the radius of the circle. It has to be 1 unit, because we have considered a unit circle. So these two are the radius. That is why I am writing 1 here. It is 1. So these two are the radius, that is why I have taken 1, and OM is the common side for both the triangles, and it is the x coordinate of the point, that is plus a, and this is the y coordinate. PM and MQ are the y coordinates. Now get the value of cos x. It is OM by OP. What is OM? It is A. OM it is A, and OP it is 1. So it is A by 1. Cos x, which is equals to A by 1. So it is A divided by 1. Then this is nothing but cos x, which is equals to A. Cos x, which is equals to A. Then now get the value of sin x. So this is the cos x value. Now get the value of sin x from the triangle OMP. So let me take the sin x value. Sin x, which is equals to opposite by hypotenuse. What is the opposite for the angle x? It is going to be PM. This is the opposite side by hypotenuse, B by 1. It has to be B by 1. Then sin x, which is equals to B, small b. So this is the value of sin x. Then we will have to consider the triangle. Well, so this is regarding the triangle OMP. Now consider the triangle OMQ and get the value of cos of minus x and sin of minus x, because here the angle is minus x radian. Why we have taken minus sign? Because you are measuring the angle in the clockwise direction. Here you are measuring the angle in the anti-clockwise direction. So that is why I have taken minus sign. Then so now I'll go for the triangle OMQ. So in triangle, one second. In triangle OMQ, get the value of cos of minus x and sin of minus x. So I go for cos of minus x because the angle is minus x. It is adjacent by hypotenuse. What is the adjacent? It is OM. Hypotenuse it is OQ. So OM by OQ. OM it is small a. OQ it is 1 because it is the radius. So overall we get a by 1. Overall you get a by 1. That means cos of minus x, which is equals to a, cos of minus x, which is equals to a. Then next we will have to go for sin of minus x. Let us get the value of sin of minus x from the triangle OMQ. So then I'll go for sin of minus x. Sin of minus x, which is equals to what we have, opposite by hypotenuse. For minus x, opposite side will be MQ. What is MQ? It is minus b by 1. So overall we have minus b by 1. So sin of minus x, this is equals to minus b. This is equals to minus b. So we have got the value of sin of minus x and cos of minus x. So then we will have to compare these two equations. So let us compare these two equations now. One second. Well, so now see here, I call this as equation number 1 and this as equation number 2. Call this as equation number 1 and call this as equation number 2. And here this is equation number 3. This is equation number 4. Then, so compare equation 1 with the equation 3. So cos x, which is equals to a. Well, let us compare equation 1 with the equation 3 and equation 2 with the equation 4. So here in equation 1 and equation 3, you have the same RHS. So here also a, here also a. That means from 1 and 3, we can write cos of minus x, which is equals to cos x. So let us write that. Cos of minus x from 1 and 3, from equation 1 and equation 3. So what we have? Cos of minus x, which is equals to cos x. Cos of minus x, which is equals to cos x. So this is the standard result. This is the standard result. So now compare other equations. Then compare equation 2 with the equation 4. What we get? So here from 2 and 4, from equation 2 and equation 4, we can write sine of minus x, which is equals to minus sign, write it as it is. In place of b, I can write sine x. So overall what we get here? Sine of minus x, which is equals to minus sine of minus x equal to minus b. What is b here? B is nothing but sine x. So b, it is going to be sine x. So this is the second standard result. So now onwards, you will have to remember these standard results. So overall what we have now? Overall what we have? Cos of minus x, which is equals to cos x. Cos of minus x equal to cos x, and sine of minus x equal to sine x. In case if the angle is theta, here we get cos of minus theta equal to cos theta, and sine of minus theta equal to minus sine theta. So this is regarding the sign of trigonometric functions. So let us proceed now. Well, so next we are going to discuss about ASTC rule. That means in the first quadrant all the trigonometric ratios are positive, second quadrant sine and cosecant are positive, third quadrant tan and cot are positive, and in the fourth quadrant cos and secant are positive. So how exactly we are getting all those things? So let us consider the unit circle. Then so now I will take 4 points now, P, Q, R, S. The point P will be in the first quadrant. This is the first quadrant. Then this is the second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. So I will take a point P in the first quadrant and point Q in the second quadrant, point R in the third quadrant, and point S in the fourth quadrant. So let us consider those points now. Well, so this will be the point P in the first quadrant. Then I will take another point in the second quadrant. Then we will take one more point in the third quadrant. Then this is going to be the point in the fourth quadrant. So let us name them now. So this will be the point P. This is the point P. This is the point P, and this is the point Q. This is the point R, and this is the point S. Now let us write the coordinates of the point P, Q, R, S. So this is x-axis, this is y, this is x dash, and this will be the y dash. So now, so P is there in the first quadrant. The point P is there in the first quadrant. That means what are the coordinates of the point P? Either A comma B or cos x comma sin x. Both have to be positive. And this OP is making an angle of x radian with the positive x-axis. So write the coordinates now. Cos x comma sin x. cos x comma sin x. Then now come to the second quadrant. So in the second quadrant, x has to be negative, y should be positive. So what are the coordinates of the second point now? It is minus cos x comma sin x. Why we have taken minus cos x? Because the point Q is there in the second quadrant. That is why x coordinate must be negative and y coordinate must be positive. So what is the angle? What is the angle it is making? So for the point Q, this will be the angle x. This is the angle x. So actually we have to take 4 different cases. This point P for a separate unit circle. Again for point Q we will have to take a separate unit circle. So this and this. So we should get 4 cases. I am doing all these cases in a single unit circle. So for this case, this is going to be the angle x. And if the case is P, that is the first quadrant, this is the angle x. Now for the next point, that is point R, this will be the angle x. So this is going to be the angle x. And for the next one, the point S, for the next one, the point S, this is going to be the angle x. So these are all different cases. Now let us write the coordinates of the point Q, point R now. We have already written for Q, then point R. So here point R is there in the third quadrant. It is there on the unit circle in the third quadrant. So both x and y must be negative. Minus cos x minus sin x. Minus cos x minus sin x. So these are the coordinates of the point R, and then the coordinates of the point S. So here the point S is there in the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, x must be positive and y must be negative. So cos x comma sin x. Cos x comma sin x. So this is regarding the diagram. Now we will have to analyze how in the first quadrant, how exactly we are getting all the trigonometric ratios as positive. See here, I'll name the quadrant there. So this is the first quadrant and this will be the second quadrant. This is the third quadrant and this is the fourth quadrant. This is the fourth quadrant. So these are the 4 different quadrants. Well, now for all these quadrants we will have to go for the analysis. Let us go for the analysis now. Well, so let us take the quadrant 1, the first quadrant. So in the first quadrant, what are the points here? Cos x comma sin x. Both cos x and sin x are positive now. So see here in the first quadrant, so sin x is positive. That means sin x can be written as 1 by cosecant x, 1 by cosecant x, or cosecant x, which is equals to, this is equals to 1 by sin x. 1 by sin x. So now if cosecant x is positive, if sin x is positive, then so observe this case now. So here sin x is positive, numerator is +1, and if denominator sin x is positive, means what will be the cosecant x? Cosecant x is going to be positive now. So you get positive here, positive. Then now I will take secant x. Secant x, which is equals to 1 by cos x. 1 by cos x. Now we are in the first quadrant. Cos x is already positive. Cos x is positive means, and the numerator is again a positive number. So overall this ratio is going to be positive. Now secant x is also positive. So this is also positive. Then I'll take tan x. Tan x, which is equals to sin x by cos x. Sin x by cos x. So here sin x is positive and cos x is positive. So the ratio is going to be positive now. That means that tan x is again a positive. Tan x is also positive, and similarly cot x, so which is cos x by sin x, cos x by sin x. So this will also be positive because both cos x and sin x are positive, means this ratio is going to be positive. So that means cot x is going to be positive. So sin x and cos x are positive, secant x and then cosecant x are positive. That means tan x and cot x, these two are also positive. All the 6 trigonometric ratios are positive in the first quadrant. So remember, this is going to be very important concept. That is why I am explaining very slowly, because this concept will be very much helpful in physics as well. So in the first quadrant, we are in the first quadrant, all positive. All positive. All positive means all the trigonometric ratios are positive in the first quadrant. So this you will have to remember. So all positive. We are in the first quadrant, all the trigonometric ratios are positive. Let us analyze the second quadrant now. Let us analyze the second quadrant. So second quadrant, what are the points now? Minus cos x, comma sin x. Minus cos x comma sin x. Let us analyze which are the trigonometric functions are going to be positive and which are going to be negative in the second quadrant or the quadrant 2. So sin x, that means cosecant x, which is equals to 1 by sin x. Cosecant x equal to 1 by sin x. Then so here sin x is positive. In the second quadrant, sin x is positive. That means cosecant x will also be positive. Yes, it has to be positive. So cosecant x is also positive. Then next I will take secant x. So secant x. Secant x, which is equals to 1 divided by cos x. Secant x is nothing but the reciprocal of cos x. So now, so here in the second quadrant, cos x is negative. Yes. Now see here, positive by negative will be negative. So secant x becomes negative in the second quadrant. Then next I will be going for tan x and cot x. So tan x which is equals to sin x by cos x. Sin x by cos x, and then cot x which is equals to cos x by sin x. Cos x by sin x. Let us analyze these two. So tan x is nothing but sin x by cos x. So in the second quadrant, sin x is positive and cos x is negative. Positive by negative, it will be negative. It will be negative. Now take cot x. It is cos x by sin x. Cos x numerator is negative in the second quadrant. So negative by positive, it will be negative. So this is going to be negative now. So which are all positive and which are all negative in the second quadrant? So in the second quadrant, so cosecant x and sin x, these two are positive and the remaining are negative. See here, cos x is negative. This is one thing. Then these three are negative. Secant x, tan x and cot x as well as cos x. All these 4 trigonometric ratios are negative. The only positive trigonometric ratios are sin x and cosecant x. So that we will have to write. So see here. So here in the second quadrant, sin and cosec. Sin and cosecant. Only these two are positive. Only these two are positive. Remaining trigonometric ratios will be negative. Now this is regarding the second quadrant. Let me go for the third quadrant. Let me go for the third quadrant. So quadrant 3. What are the points now? Minus cos x, comma minus sin x. minus cos x comma minus sin x. Now let us start with the cosecant x. Cosecant x equal to 1 by sin x. So sin x is negative in the third quadrant. If sin x is negative, cosecant x will also be negative. So this is going to be negative now in the third quadrant. Third quadrant it is negative. Then now secant x. Secant x is nothing but 1 by cos x. Cos x is negative in the third quadrant. So that implies secant x will also be negative. Now come to the tan x. Tan x is nothing but sin x by cos x. So sin x by cos x. Sin x is also negative, cos x is also negative. Minus by minus it will be plus. So tan x is going to be positive. Tan x is going to be positive in the third quadrant. Now see the next one, cot x. Cos x by sin x. Cos x is negative and sin x is negative. Negative by negative it will be positive. So cot x is positive in the quadrant 3. This we will have to write now. So which are all positive in the third quadrant? Only tan and cot. Only tan and cot. These two are positive. These two are positive in the third quadrant. Now analyze the fourth quadrant. Let us analyze the fourth quadrant. Let us analyze the fourth quadrant. Well, I'll be going for the fourth quadrant. What are the coordinates? Coordinates, cos x is positive and sin x is negative. So now let me start with the cosecant x. Cosecant x which is equals to 1 by sin x. Sin x is negative. So this indicates cosecant x is also negative. Then now straight away go to secant x. Secant x equal to 1 by cos x. Cos x is positive here in the fourth quadrant because it is the x coordinate. So cos x is positive implies secant x is positive. Secant x is positive. Then now I will take tan x. So sin x by cos x. Sin x is negative whereas cos x is positive. Minus by plus it is minus. That means tan x is going to be negative. Then cot x. Cos x by sin x. So plus by minus. Positive by negative it will be negative. So this is going to be negative in the fourth quadrant. So which are all positive now? Only secant x and cos x. These two are positive in the fourth quadrant. Remaining four trigonometric ratios are negative. So only positive are cos and secant. Only these two are positive. Only these two are positive. So this I'll be replacing. This I'll be writing in a systematic table. See here. Well, this is the x-axis, origin, then x dash, then this will be the y, and this is y dash. So this will be the first quadrant, the second quadrant, third quadrant, and then the fourth quadrant. So then first quadrant. So this is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, this is the third quadrant, this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. This is the fourth quadrant. So now in the first quadrant, which are all the trigonometric ratios are positive? All positive. All the 6 trigonometric ratios or functions will be positive. That is why I will be writing all positive. All positive. In the second quadrant, only see here, only sine and cosecant, sine and its reciprocal are positive. Remaining 4 will be negative. So here sin x and cosecant x, or sin A, cosecant A, the angle can be no other thing. So only these two are positive. Only these two are positive, sin and cosecant x. Then come to the third quadrant. In the third quadrant, only tan x and cot x are positive. Tan x and cot x, these two are positive in the quadrant 3. Remaining will be negative in the third quadrant. Remaining means sine, cosec, sec and cos. These 4 will be negative in the third quadrant. Now come to the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, cos and secant are positive. So here cos x and secant x, these two are positive. These two are positive and remaining trigonometric functions will be negative. Remaining means here sin x, cosecant x, tan x and cot x. These 4 trigonometric functions will be negative in the fourth quadrant. So this is a very important rule you will have to remember. So in short we can write this as, so in the first quadrant all the trigonometric ratios are positive. I'll be using capital A, all positive. So in the second quadrant, sine and its reciprocal, I'll be using only capital S, AS. Then in the third quadrant, tan x and its reciprocal. So I'll be taking only capital T. So AST. Then in the fourth quadrant, cos x is positive and its reciprocal, that is secant x. So I'll be taking only capital C. So this is nothing but ASTC rule. ASTC. So you will have to remember ASTC rule. So for this overall, we can say that this is the ASTC rule. A means all positive, S means sine and its reciprocal, T means tan and its reciprocal, then C means cos and its reciprocal. So this is all about the ASTC rule. Now we will have to write this systematically in the table. So let us write this entire information in a single table so that it looks systematic. Well, let us write the information in the table now. So these are all the 6 trigonometric functions and here we have the 4 quadrants. In the first quadrant, all the trigonometric functions are positive. So all are positive here. So I'll write plus all positive. So all positive. Now in the second quadrant, which are all positive, only sin x and its reciprocal, that is cosecant x. So only sin x and its reciprocal cosecant x are positive. Remaining 4 trigonometric ratios will be negative. So remaining we will have to write negative. Remaining are negative. So this is an important table. Now come to the third quadrant, AST. T means tan x. In the third quadrant, tan x and its reciprocal, that is cot x. These two are positive in the third quadrant. Remaining trigonometric ratios will be negative. So I write minus sign here. Remaining will be negative. So remaining will be negative. Now see the fourth quadrant or the last column of the table. In the fourth quadrant, cos x and secant x are positive. Cos x, so it is cos x and secant x. Where is secant x? Yes, here it is, secant x. So only these two are positive, remaining ratios will be negative. So the remaining trigonometric ratios are negative. So I'll be writing negative sign here. Yes, we have written that entire information, that is ASTC rule, in a single table. So this is all about the ASTC rule. So please remember this concept because it is going to be very important for first year, second year, as well as this helps in physics as well. Thank you.